We're here at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson.
And here we are for a classic showdown between the Atlanta Thrashers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is an emotional team that plays the game on the edge. They like to hit and get in their opponent's face.
But they'll have to tone it down if they want to win here tonight, Jim. They're up against a finesse team that can tear you apart in the power play.
Here's a look at tonight's referee. He calls a pretty smooth game.
Jim, the one area he pays a little extra attention to is hitting. He lets the guys play physical. He makes sure they're doing it cleanly.
Face-off won by Sundin.
That's a big-time deep.
Knocked down.
Another hit like that and sparks will fly.
Brings it out. In over the line. Caberlet. He gets rocked up by Sundin.
No mercy on that play.
Shoots the puck. Belfort denies him. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Nolan. Stick save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pushed off the puck. Sundin grabbed it. Passed over. Brings it out. In over the line. Right in front. Nurminen turns it aside. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Run over.
Jim, that was a major league bump.
Sundin brings it out. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Shoved.
There's some physical play.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot. Belfort reached out for the puck. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Played across. Stick save. Brings it out. The Thrashers come in offside.
You better keep your head up or you're going to be knocked on your rear end.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Stefan. Cranked him. The Thrashers go offside. There's a look at the starting lineup for the Thrashers. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Wellwood. Up through center. Over the line. Thrashed.
It's getting pretty intense down there.
The ref indicates a delayed call against Toronto. Wellwood has been nailed for hooking. Atlanta is about to go to work on its first power play of the game. Let's see if they can cash in.
You want to establish a good power play early, even if you don't score. Builds confidence and keeps momentum going.
Havlin checks him.
He really took it to him.
In over the line. Heavy shot from the wing by Kovalchuk. Played up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Savard.
Very impressive.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Havlin shoots the puck just wide of the net. Petrovicki is going off for hooking. Toronto will now play 4-on-4.
And that has to come as some relief to their coach. Now, their speed could give them a real advantage in this situation.
He gets bowled over by Koliakovo. Stayan corrals the puck. Over the line. Laid out.
He couldn't avoid that one.
Brings it out. In over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Tremblay. Out of their defensive end. Shove. Over the line. Koliakovo will go to the box for hooking. And you can see the coach is having a word with the official about that last call. The faceoff goes to the Maple Leafs. Brings it out. In over the line. Crushed.
You can hear that one up here.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Delayed penalty coming up. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Run over.
Excellent physical play.
Santara has been nailed for hooking. With 4 players on either side, this game should open up.
Well, look for some longer passes and more odd man rushes. The tempo of this game could really pick up.
Brings it out. In over the line. Leach pushes him. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Crushed.
A great job of stepping up.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone.
Way off the mark that time.
Nolan brings it out. In over the line. Run over.
Let's see how he responds to that.
Across at center. Over the line. Shoots! Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Scramble in front of the net. Shoots quickly. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Out of their defensive end. The Thrashers just shoot the puck in. Over the blue line. Santara has seen his penalty expire, meaning his team's no longer shorthanded. Brings it out. Over the line. Kamerla roughs him up.
Lined him up and knocked him down.
Passed across. In over the line. Big hit.
That was a big league body check.
Into the attacking zone. He gets knocked down.
Oh, he corked him a good one.
Francis out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Mowed down.
That shook him up.
Over. Brings it out. Over the line. Flattened.
That's showing authority.
Brings it out. In over the line. Fires hard. Bowled over.
Great contact.
Out of their defensive end. The Thrashers are going to make a change. Shoots the puck. Belfour got a pad on it. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets checked by Savard.
These checks keep everyone on their toes, Jim.
Centered. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Koliakovo. Shoots quickly. Quick pass up. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hit.
That looked like trouble.
Belfour hangs on for the whistle. Belfour can really handle the puck.
He gets out of his crease in a hurry and tracks down the dump-ins. Now that's such a huge asset because it forces the other team to try to carry it in.
And the faceoff is won by Sundin. Exelby gets hit.
A devastating hit.
Shot blocked by Roberts. Nolan into the attacking zone. A shot from the slot by Sundin. Nurminen slams the door shut. He hangs on. Bob Hartley brings an impressive track record of this young Thrashers squad.
Jim Hartley successfully coached in the Quebec and American Hockey Leagues before leading the Colorado Avalanche to a cup in 2001.
It's moved back by Wellwood. He gets run over by Tremblay. Over the line. He gets flattened by Antropov. In the corner. He gets taken out by Johansson.
He had him coming and going.
Antropov shoots the puck. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. One-time shot. Belfour closes the door. Antropov over the blue line. Checked.
You could feel the impact up here.
Tremblay brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Crushed.
You've got to keep your head up.
Brings it out. Toronto puts its scoring line out. Rocked.
A smackdown.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Belfort turns the shot aside. Brings it out. In over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Advances the puck. Quick shot. Hit.
I could feel that one from here.
Out of their defensive end. End to end. Over the blue line. Shove. Delayed call. Kovalchuk will get the gate for hooking. Toronto will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. He gets bowled over by Koliakovo.
That was a throwdown.
In front, Belfort. He scores, and we have our first goal of the game.
A loose puck after the initial shot led to that goal. Rebounds like that are lethal to a goal.
Face-off won by Sundin. Rocked.
There's one to remember.
The Maple Leafs come in offside. About to drop the puck. Sundin wins the faceoff. Laid out.
It's getting rough out there.
Checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Played up. Brings it out. Hit. In over the line. Shove. Right in front. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. And time winds down as the first period comes to an end with the score 1-0. The fans are returning to their seats and they're hoping for more of the same in the second period. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Francis. He gets rocked.
He dropped the hammer on him.
Goes behind his net. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Fired it hard. Missed the net. Across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets roughed up by Koliakovo. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Rubbed off the puck. It's a scramble. Nolan shoots it hard. Nurminen denies him. Over the line. Taken out. Domi rings it out. Over the blue line. Knocked over.
Man, that was a jarring hit.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Francis shoves him. Scramble for the puck. Belfort covers up.
Holy cow, he got his bell rung on that one. That was a big hit.
We're ready for the faceoff. Stayen won the draw. Rocked.
I wouldn't want to be him right now.
In over the line. Turned aside. Checked. He gets leveled by McKenzie. 18,000 referees in the stands called a penalty. The two that count will not. Nurminen stones him. He hangs on to the puck. Atlanta has taken the lead in this game because they've executed well.
And, Jim, they've been very patient with the puck and taken advantage of what this defense has given them. The shots tell the tale.
Face-off won by Sundin. Shot from the point by Leach. Shot is blocked by Sundin. Petrovicki over the line. Saved by Belfort. Roberts over the blue line. With a wrist shot, Nurminen made the brilliant save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. He gets checked by Sundin. Moved back. In front. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by McCabe. Derminen turns it away. Stick save. Brings it out. End to end. Havlin gets muscled off the puck. Kovalchuk grabbed it. Hit. It's chipped ahead by Tucker. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Tremblay.
He leveled him.
Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. The Maple Leafs need to find a way to win on the road.
Well, you should be able to win about half your road games. Anything less than that is a cause for concern.
The puck is about to be dropped. A face-off win for the Atlanta Thrashers. Bumped by McGillney. Into the attacking zone. Hard wrist shot by McKenzie. Great save by Belfour. Played over, skating through center ice. Moved over. Moved up. Francis! Brings it out. Coast to coast. Hines gets bumped off the puck. Kaberlev moves it ahead. Over the line. Passed over. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. He gets rocked by Francis. McGillney into the attacking zone. Leveled.
He took a solid check there.
Moved across. Over the blue line. Laid out. Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot from the left. Turned aside. Flattened. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Thrashed. Brings it out. Over the blue line. In front. Nolan. Great glove save by Nurminen. He covers up. What really impresses me about this guy is how quick he gets across the crease.
Well, he likes to stand tall in there, and that makes it easy to get post to post.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Robitaille wins the face-off. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. And McEachran shoots. Blocked behind the net. Tucker brings it out. In over the line. Shoved. Shoved. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Checked. Robitaille shoots it hard. Picked off by Vijay. There's a penalty coming up. Johansson is going off for roughing.
Now, some people might question that call, but the referee has decided it's worth 2 minutes in the sin bin.
And the faceoff is won by Nolan. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot. Brings it out. It's moved over by Havlin. Into the attacking zone. Smoked. Over. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets shoved by Leach. In behind. Behind the net. Goes behind his net. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoved. They haven't been able to get anything going in this man advantage.
Well, they definitely need to get more pucks.
Ooh, quick shot. Turned aside by Belfour. Into the attacking zone. He gets bowled over by Majewski. Brings it out. Over the blue line. With a wrist shot. Blocked. Over the line. In front. Belfour freezes the puck. The Thrashers seem to play this game with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, they're a big, aggressive team that tries to intimidate. If you shy away, hey, they've won the battle. You have to stand your ground.
A Maple Leaf face-off win. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Kaberle roughs him up. Brings it out. Passed over. Over the blue line. Hit. Atlanta continues to struggle on the power play. They're now 0 for 3. Into the attacking zone. Knocked over. Petrovicki brings it out. Over the line.
He got laid out.
Out of their defensive end, Toronto puts its third line out. Shoots the puck. Nurminen shut the door. Pat Quinn made an impact right away, didn't he? In his first season as head coach with the Leafs, he was named runner-up for the Jack Adams Award as Coach of the Year.
Well, Jim, under Quinn, the Leafs saw a 28-point improvement, paving the way for an appearance in the conference final.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hard wrist shot by Santala.
Completely missed the net.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wellwood, cannonading shot. Just wide of the net. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Hines. One-times it. Goes behind the net. Great save. Belfour covers up for the whistle. They're getting ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to the Thrashers. Moved across. And out they come with a puck. In over the line. Nurminen turned the shot away. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Bumped off the puck. Across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's turned over by Ponikarovsky. Fitzgerald grabbed it. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Pass to the point. In front. Pushed aside by Nurminen. Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot. Shot blocked by Caberlet. Over. Brings it out. Toronto puts its scoring line out. Bowled over. Passed across. Out of their defensive end. Atlanta puts its scoring line out. Robitaille shoots the puck. Roberts grabbed it. Brings it out. In over the line. Played back. Big save. Nurminen covers up.
This is one guy that can really turn a game around for you when the pressure starts to rise. Whether it's throwing a big hit or scoring a goal, he always seems to come through.
He plays the game with big heart. Toronto wins the draw. It's passed back by Wellwood. Gets the shot off. Blocks. Brings it out. Over the line. A delayed penalty call against Toronto. Kolyakovo is going to the box for hooking. Atlanta hasn't had any luck on the power play so far in this game, but they'll get a fourth chance here.
Well, they just need a few bounces to go their way. If they stick with it, the goals will come.
Blocked, knocked down. Out of their defensive end. In behind. Advances the puck. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Sundin. Moved across. Over the blue line. Shove. That was a devastating blow. Nurminen stoned him. And that's the end of the second period. 1-0 with a break upcoming.
Every year by 10%. Do your part in your lives and take public transit to and from the game.
Time to decide this one as they're ready to drop the puck for the start of the third period. The action's about to start. Francis won the draw. Moved ahead. In over the line. Belfour reached out for the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Nurminen reached out for the puck. Roberts shoots the puck. Toronto has it. Roberts grabbed it into the attacking zone. Right in front. Checked.
He's a bit stunned after that one.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Rocked. Brings it out. Toronto puts its #2 penalty killing unit out. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets run over by Petrovicki. Shoots it quickly. Belfour shuts the door. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Flattened. Atlanta is now 0 for 4 on the power play as the penalty expires. In over the line. Delayed call coming up past ahead. Sundin will get the gate for hooking. Atlanta has yet to score on 4 power plays, so they get their 5th chance right here. Nolan wins the faceoff, brings it out. Petrovicki over the blue line. Shove, shoots the puck, turned aside by Belfour. Right in front, mad scramble. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Run over, in front, turned away. Over the line. Flattened. Brings it out. Up through center. Over the blue line. Laid out. Brings it out. In over the line. Robitaille with a wrist shot. Roberts. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Petrovicki shoots the puck. Belfour turns it aside. Passed up to the neutral zone. He gets hit by Majewski. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Klee takes him out.
Great body work so far.
Brings it out. In over the line. Passed over. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Blistering shot. Belfour denies him. Atlanta 0 for 5 after getting shut out on another power play. A Toronto shoot-in. In front. Nurminen stabbed at it. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Antropov. Played across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hit. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Saved by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the line. Right in front. Shoots quickly. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets roughed up by Johansson. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoots. Blocked. Brings it out. End to end. Daubin is brought down on the breakaway, and the ref points to center ice.
He tried to get away with it that time, but the officials are right on top of it.
He'll have some time to think it over. Wrist shot. The ref is ready to drop the puck. Face-off won by Santala. Hovland now has the puck. Great save by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the line. Muscled off the puck. Moved across. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Santala in front. Belfour with a big save. Brings it out. In over the line. Scores!
There's nothing as lethal as a quick and accurate wrist shot.
The goalie will be seeing that one in his nightmares. Fans here are getting a real treat.
They sure are. Half a period to go, and the game is still up for grabs.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Rocked. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Centered by Nolan. Roberts, slap shot. Brings it out. In over the line. Robitaille gets checked. Checked. McCabe checks him. One times it. Scramble. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Hit. Into the attacking zone. McEachran gets pushed off the puck.
He got dropped.
In behind. Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets rocked by Kovalchuk. Savard over the blue line. Played over. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by Kovalchuk.
A solid check.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shoots the puck. Belfour made the save. Brings it out. McGillney over the line. Shove.
He got clocked that time.
Savard brings it out. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. The ref indicates a delayed call. Havlin will serve time for hooking. Francis won the draw. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Caberlet. Brings it out. In over the line. Koliakovo gets roughed up. Quick pass up. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Rocked in front. Brings it out. The Thrashers are going to make a change. Shot from the wing by Francis. Moved ahead by Majewski. He gets laid out by Sundin. And the play is offside. Aubin hasn't been firing the puck much, but he's managed to put one in.
Well, obviously, he's got the scoring ability. He just needs to get more shots. Sometimes you've got to make your own opportunities.
And the faceoff is won by Sundin. Played across. He gets run over.
He delivered a message with that one.
Dumped in the inboards by Tremblay. Into the attacking zone. Sundin with a wrist shot. Brings it out. Atlanta puts its #2 penalty killing unit out. Kovalchuk with the nice move on that play.
He spun his man into the ice.
Over the blue line. Saved by Nurminen. Out of their defensive end. The goalie moves out of his net to play the puck. In over the line. Big hit. Pass to head. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked. Nolan. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Wrist shot from the left. Nurminen made the save. In front. A shot from the slot by Nolan. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Smoked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Domi, wrist shot. Delayed penalty coming up for Toronto. Nolan will go to the box for hooking. Atlanta 0 for 4 on the power play, and they're getting their 5th chance here. Toronto wins the draw. Over center. Savard is in the clear. Right in front. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Cranked him. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Rubbed off the puck by McCabe.
That'll keep him honest.
Rocked. Hard one-time shot by Petrovicki. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Moved across. In over the line. Roberts knocks the puck loose.
Knocked him right off the play.
Up through center. Over the blue line. He knocked him off the puck. Caberlet moves it ahead. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Brings it out. In over the line. Rocked.
He slammed him big time.
Breakaway. Gets the shot off. Belfour stones him cold. He hangs on. No goals yet for this guy, but he was instrumental in getting at least 1 point on the board.
Well, you do what you can. If you can't be the star, you can still help out your teammates.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. Francis wins the faceoff. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Mowed down. In front. Stone cold by Belfour. Brings it out. Atlanta has to be concerned about this power play. They're now 0 for 6 after falling flat on that last chance. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. This guy's really good with the stick, and he knows how to pass the puck.
Jim, it seems like every pass he makes is right on the tape, and his teammates surely appreciate it.
Sundin won the draw. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pushed off the puck. McCabe moves it ahead. In over the line. Centering pass. Nurminen made the huge save. Kovalchuk over the line. In front. Turned aside by Belfour. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Brings it out. He gets run over by Mogilny. Check. Kovalchuk gets smoked. In the corner. Flattened.
He got worked over on that one.
Over the line. Mowed down.
We end the third in a tie and head into OT, where the next goal will decide the game.
All items can be viewed and bid on at a display beside guest services. All proceeds go to Hockey Fights Cancer.
Everybody loves overtime hockey.
It's extra drama for the fans and a chance for the stars to shine.
About to drop the puck. The faceoff goes to Atlanta. Sundin levels him. In over the line. Right in front. Belfour slams the door shut. Hit. In behind. Brings it out. End to end. Knocked him off the puck. Corso grabbed it. Over center. Run over.
Talk about a headache.
Passed ahead. Shoved. Cranked him. Played across. Over the blue line. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets pushed by Kolyakovo. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Bowled over. Tremblay brings it out. Over the blue line. Thrashed. In behind. Brings it out. Played over by Wellwood. Breakaway. Rocked. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Nice little move. Scores! This thing's over. Toronto has lost the game. 2-1 the final score. There was lots of room out there on that scoring play.
The guys with wheels just love the opportunity to skate 4-on-4. It really gives them room to do their thing.
From Atlanta, Georgia, this is Jim Houston with Craig Simpson.
From all the team here at EA Sports, we'll see you next time.
Belfort.